Welcome to the webinar. Today we're joined by Jeff Verplazzi and Israel Sari from Pentair Pool to discuss their automation family of products and the IntelliCenter remote monitoring feature. Jeff Verplazzi is a field application specialist at Pentair Pool for the Central Region, and Israel is a category manager for digital solutions at Pentair Pool. Pentair Pool helps the world safely and sustainably move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. So, without further ado, Jeff and Israel, take it away.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Scott, and thank you, Aqua, for putting this on for us. It's really cool opportunity for our industry to get together on a cold January day, discuss cool topics like automation and what it can do for you. And again, thank you so much for what you guys do for the industry. This is truly amazing. So
Thanks, Jeff.
really appreciate it. Quick summary of what we're going to be going over today. First of all, we're going to do um, uh, so let me restart here. My notes got a little I keep getting these pop-up polls here. Feel free to answer that poll whenever you get a chance. So a brief overview of what we're going to be going over. The advantages of taking advantage and embracing automation in the pool industry, what it can do for your business, what it can do for your customer, what it can do for your bottom dollar, and how it can help your company grow. We're going to do a quick overview of all the automation offerings that Pentair has to offer. And then I'm going to switch it over to my man Israel over here, who is a true rock star in our industry. He has completely redone the way we do apps. He has taken the remote monitoring to the next level and embracing this technology, and what Israel is going to show you today is truly going to make a difference in your business. And then we're going to talk about how we can use that remote monitoring to gain more money for your business, how you can potentially monetize this kind of technology to help your business grow. Let me get to the next slide here. So my name's Jeff Verplazzi. I am a field application specialist with Pentair. I've been doing this for about 6 years now. And I'm based out of Minnesota, which I woke up this morning to minus 20 degrees. We were just talking about that. So there's not a whole lot of cannonballing going on this time of year in Minnesota, but it is a great territory. I cover Minnesota, Wisconsin, North and South Dakota. I came in this industry, my best friend's family owned a pool company, a local pool company, where I started working when I was 16, 17 years old, and absolutely fell in love with the industry. And every time I tried to get out, just like all of you guys, it pulls you back in. I've worn about every hat you could wear, from sales to service to construction manager. I've done it all and seen it all, and I really enjoy being in this industry. It's a unique group of people. In my off time, because I am from Minnesota, I do coach 2 hockey teams that my kids are on, and I really enjoy being part of that this young age that they're in. So, and Israel, go ahead, take it away, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, Israel Sari. I'm Pentair Pool Category Manager for Digital Solutions. It just means I work on all the digital tools that allow our customers to do business better. I've been in the industry for about 18 years. I started out with Biolab on the chemistry side of things, doing somewhat similar of a job, working on mobile applications and web and that kind of fun stuff. I was really impressed with what Pentair was doing in IoT and automation. And so about 4 years ago, I joined the Pentair team to tackle some of the challenges here. So unlike Jeff, I'm not in the field. I am in the corporate environment. And so I am at a disadvantage when it comes to some of what we will present here, because I don't have that first field experience. So that's where I rely on you as customers, with voice of customer, frequently talking to as many customers as I can, and then partnering with our field application specialists like Jeff, who I'm constantly calling and saying, hey, is this something that would really be a benefit to our customers? So I hope that today is something that you will see as beneficial. And then as we get feedback from you, we will, I promise you, continue to enhance what we're showing and what we're working on. This is just the foundation of what we're going to deliver in 25. And so if you're familiar with our products, it'll be a little bit of a review, but I want to encourage you to pay attention, because it will talk about what we see as the future for 25. If you're new to automation, you're in the right spot. And whether you're a servicer or a builder, we're going to talk to your scenario. So let's kick it off, Jeff. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so let's do a brief history on automation. Why are we automating pools, right? It all kind of started back in the day. Pentair has always been a pioneer in this field. And back in 2002, we came out with the IntelliTouch. And that really took off because of pool spa combinations. Pool spa combinations with automation made it a lot easier for the end consumer to switch from pool to spa and also have the thermostat setting travel along with that single command. Before that happened, there was a lot of errors. People were draining their spas into their pool, or even worse, draining their pools into their spas. So automation kind of took off from there. And next thing you know, they came out with the smartphone. All of a sudden, you can't walk into an electronics store without coming out with 3 new apps on your phone. And Pentair, again, being a pioneer in the pool industry, came out with the first Screen Logic app, pool control app from your cell phone. And the snowball that occurred from this point is insane, because all of a sudden customers and consumers, service companies, builders are able to remotely view their projects from afar. They don't have to be on site to make small changes or just to see that something's up to temp or visit their water chemistry. It truly changed the game. And you fast forward from Screen Logic up to where we are today, and it's absolutely mind-blowing, from the Pentair Home app to now the Pentair Pool app. I don't know if a lot of you know that we made that change, but we changed the logo to the Pentair Pool app, and it looks really, really nice. Now, any combination of our automated products are viewable and controllable from one app on your cell phone, making it just seamless integration no matter what combination of our products that you do have. So when you look at that transition, the other thing Screen Logic gave us was the first remote monitoring web app. It was on your desktop computer only, and it was more like a Excel spreadsheet, so to speak. It put all of your pools in one big grid so you could see everything at once. It was kind of clunky, but for its time, it was absolutely game changing. And now in today's remote monitoring that Israel has brought to the party is we have a web-based remote monitoring system. So no matter where you're at, you don't need a special app. It's a web page that you're dialing up. It's real-time values that are going to assist your company in all kinds of cool ways. And once we get to the live demo, Israel's going to show you how interactive and how intuitive and how amazing this new app is for all of your customers. Brief overview of our automation offerings. It starts with as simple as an IntelliFlow 3 pump. This new pump can hook up to the internet via Wi-Fi, and it goes right to the Pentair Pool app. So it keeps customers in constant contact with their pool pump, no matter where they're at. And it also it's perfect for adding automation to any existing pool. So if you're replacing the swimming pool pump, you give them the IntelliFlow 3. It comes built-in automation, whether they choose to utilize it or not. It's part of the pump nowadays. Also, your small, very simple pool pads for, small bodies of water, things like that. They don't have a lot of bells and whistles. They just got a pump. They maybe have some lights. They maybe have a salt cell. We can wire lights, color lighting, and things like chemical controllers like salt chlorine generators through the pump relays, which allows us to give it flow control for chemical addition products like salt chlorine generation, or also color changing lights. So from one app, not only is it viewing your pump, but it's also telling you or giving you the ability to control your lights, control your salt chlorine generator, things like that. So it's really cool, built into one device. Moving up the list there, you have the IntelliConnect. The IntelliConnect's a very simple single body of water controller that can do up to 5 things. It can do one pump, one IntelliFlow pump. It can do one heater, thermostatically control one heater. It can also do one salt chlorine generator. And then it has 2 relays built into it. So it has the ability to do a light and a booster pump, for example. 5 things maximum. It is completely app-based, so there's no control on the unit. So it's only real control is from the app on your phone, and it's Wi-Fi only, so you cannot hardwire the IntelliConnect. But it is a really nice basic pool controller that we never really had back in the day. And it being a plastic box allows it to go into a lot of different scenarios, even in service. Let's say you replace something, you can take the old time clock out and put this guy in its place is kind of what it was meant to do. Moving on to the IntelliCenter, the IntelliCenter control has been out for about 6 years now. Right about when I started with Pentair, we launched the IntelliCenter, and comes with 150 amp load center built into it. So for your new projects, it is absolutely perfect, because why have the electrician sell the sub panel when you can sell it as part of your automation system? Color touchscreen, very intuitive, allows you to navigate throughout our menus with absolute ease. Everybody really, really likes how easy it is to navigate our new IntelliCenter. It could be programmed with a wizard. We have a built-in programming wizard into it. You can do it manually, or my favorite, you can grab yourself a USB drive with your pool already programmed on it, and we can do this in a matter of seconds. About 15 seconds, we can program an entire panel and have it be off and running. And ultimately, the way we train, that's the way we want you guys to be setting up your panels, is super easy from a thumb drive, and you're in and you're out, and it looks really cool from the end customer's point of view when you walk in and program their panel in seconds. The IntelliCenter can control up to 16 pumps. It can thermostatically control up to 2 heaters. It can do 10 valve actuators, 32 feature circuits, and up to 40 auxiliary circuits. It's absolutely impressive, and we can expand it to do all kinds of different things, from pool spa combos to dual equipment. Now, the IntelliCenter Lite on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there is our newest addition. We launched a non-load center IntelliCenter panel at a very, very friendly price. This is great for those situations that you get into where you want to add some automation, but you don't necessarily need to get an electrician involved, and you don't need to, let's say you're adding it to an existing like rehab pool, or those pools that got out of control and the electrician was already there, and the homeowner said, I think we want automation now. Now you have this option to add the IntelliCenter Lite, and coming soon to the IntelliCenter Lite system is going to be a Wi-Fi option. It's very low cost. It's the same Wi-Fi technology we use in our pumps, and it is absolutely going to change the game again, because now we don't have to spend extra money running a wire, or also on the internet connection kit. So those are our 4 biggest automation offerings right now, and the IntelliCenter Lite is going to really do wonders. We have a lot of dealers that are really embracing that one right now. So next up is Israel is going to give us a live demo of the remote monitoring. Take it away, Israel. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Just go ahead and tell me if you got my screen there. Is that sharing, Jeff?
I don't see it on my end.
Yep, we
You
can
guys
see
see it? Good.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So just want to level set us here. When you install, and this demo is specific to IntelliCenter Automation, when you install IntelliCenter Automation on a customer's pool, you, with the customer's permission, have the ability to add yourself so that you get access on your phone to their system and see it just as they would on the Pentair Pool app. Extremely powerful way to make sure things are going well with that customer, and to assist that customer with their pool and their purchase, particularly when they're new and they need additional support. So whether you're a builder or a servicer, there's great application to remote monitoring that you get through the Pentair Pool app. And I've just shown an example here where I've got access to several different systems, and I can click individually into any one of these. But you'll notice this doesn't give me a ton of information right out of the gate. It's basically just the system and the system ID and whether or not that system's online. That's not entirely unique in our industry, but what I think is unique is the ability to then consolidate all of your customers into a display, IntelliCenter remote monitoring, that shows some of the most critical parameters all in one shot. So that's what you're seeing here at pro.pentairpool.com, and we'll have this address displayed later in the presentation. your customers that have granted you access to their systems will display here. You just go to the website, you log in with your Pentair Pool account that you've set up to be that servicing email or that builder email that is going to be appropriate for your business to have all access pointed to one account so that you can very quickly come to a dashboard like you're seeing here. So this is a simulated environment. These are not real customers' pools, so that we're protecting customer identity, of course. And I just want to give you a brief overview of how it works. So similar to our previous automation remote monitoring applications that Jeff was talking about, it resembles almost a dashboard or a spreadsheet view. We spoke to many customers before we built this and got an idea of how they use this type of display and where they want to use it. They told us they wanted it on a desktop computer. They told us they wanted it to display on a TV inside of their back office so they could have a bird's eye view as to what all critical information is going on with the systems that they are in charge of either maintaining or want to make sure that they are performing well post-build. So, for example, if I want to search for something, I can very quickly search for the word lagoon. I've got several pools with lagoon. So as you build a full portfolio of pools, we have customers that have hundreds of systems on remote monitoring. We have customers that have 2 or 3 or 5 systems on remote monitoring. We don't discriminate because the value is still there to get that quick view. But of course, as you increase your builds and as you increase your customer base with IntelliCenter automation, you get the opportunity to build this portfolio to be quite large. And so we'll display a certain amount of systems at a time. You'll see things such as whether or not that system is connected, about the pool information, for example, Harbor Glow here, who that customer is, their email address, a link to a Google map, and some other information. You can even connect to that system remotely in a web-based environment, similar to the phone environment that I showed you here. We also have a complementary website that goes and will allow you to connect to that system. So while you get basic information about the body and the customer, you also get information such as firmware. In this case, my firmware is not shown because this is a simulator, but an important thing is to understand what firmware that the customer is on. And like I said, the ability to then connect to this system and actually make changes to it. Information about the personality card that's attached to that system. IntelliCenter comes in many different flavors. Critical things like air temperature, particularly as it's cold outside, as many of you are. I want to sort by air temp and see how what pools are perhaps in danger of freezing, or I need to keep an eye on temps and any sort of weather event. Water temperature, of course. How are the bodies performing from a temp standpoint? What mode the heaters are set in? Whether or not those heaters are firing is denoted by whether or not they're colored with the flame, for example. And then if you're taking advantage of our IntelliCore system, then you can look at the output of those systems. So body 1 and body 2 are just mirrors of one another. Probably the most critical information, though, is our alarms. With IntelliCenter, you have the ability to customize what alarms are shown to yourself and the customer or the owner of that system. With the Pentair Pool app, you will get alerts, text message, push notifications, in-app notifications, emails where it's critical. And so those alarms will also be displayed here so that you're getting quick access to what is potentially going wrong with those systems. So as you can imagine, you want to get ahead of that so that you are prepared in case that customer starts to have an issue, you're getting in front of it. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then lighting, any sort of lighting that's installed in the system and whether or not it's on and what auxiliaries it's associated with. Probably one of the most valuable is pumps. So what pumps are associated with this system? Are they on? Are they running? What are they running at? As experts in your industry, you guys know that you can tell a lot from RPMs, watts, and addresses. Not every alarm or alert is going to be signified by alarm shown here. You know, for example, that Mrs. Jones' pool never goes below a certain temperature, or you know that typically her heater is on certain times of day. You know perhaps what flow is necessary for her pool to operate correctly. So there's a lot that you can intuitively tell by using this dashboard and the information that we're giving that's associated with it. And then we have associated remotes. And then a really exciting point is water chemistry. So where IntelliChem and IntelliChlor are installed on a system through automation, you now get another layer of data, pH, ORP, and salt, as well as LSI and tank levels. So a lot of information here that you can see right out of the gate that is quickly sortable, quickly searchable. It's refreshed every 15 minutes in the background, and it's even configurable. So we could show just alarms, or we can do a custom. So perhaps you want to show equipment before chemistry, etc. We'll have other changes coming there as well. And we just added a new feature in our latest release last week. Talk to the product manager. If you click this, you will get a direct email to me to either ask questions or suggest other improvements. So we will continue to make improvements here. The benefits, I think, probably speak for themselves, but I want to share some of the feedback that I got directly from customers in the past several weeks. I sent out a survey asking what are the biggest benefits, and received a real great response from customers who are already using this. Some of the top things were the ability to view all customers from one screen and easily access customer systems from there. So a time-saving element, huge time-saving element that I'm sure you all can appreciate. The next one said solve some issues without having to go to the client. Client calls, has a problem, maybe the schedule, heater's not firing, pump's not doing something, maybe they fat fingered a setting in flow, or they changed the schedule, to not have to get in the truck and roll out there, schedule an appointment, but rather just pull up that system, starting with the remote monitoring dashboard, take a quick look at what's going on, dive in a little bit further into the details. You're eliminating that truck roll, which saves them time and it saves you time. One of my other customers said, having a plan prepared for technicians when they arrive rather than going in blind. Huge efficiency gain there. What do I need to have on the truck? What are the salt levels of the pools that I'm going to be in servicing this week on the route? What do I need to have on the truck regarding a repair, perhaps, or something's going on with either a heater or a pump? But that game plan makes you look buttoned up and professional, and that you're ready to go when you arrive with everything that you need. Some of these drives can be long. I know some of you have 45 minutes, maybe an hour to get to a customer's pool. So we want to reduce those time wasters. One said being able to monitor temperatures in the winter. No brainer, right? That's proactivity. That's being the hero. If you can see a temperature's falling dangerously low into a pool, and it breeds loyalty. At the end of the day, when you're taking care of things before the customer contacts you, your loyalty increases. One of my customers said the selling points for my clients that I can monitor their system, finding issues the morning of instead of a few days later. When you're selling either your service, or if you're building a pool, you're selling your expertise. And part of that expertise is, what is your level of differentiation from your competitors? So as we talk to customers, they tell us this is a point of differentiation. When I tell them, not only can I service or install or build this pool, but I can keep an eye on it for you with your permission. And the customer has, at any point, can revoke that permission. So they have complete control over that. But if I, as that installer or servicer, can give them the peace of mind that when I walk away, I still have a bird's eye view on that system. A lot of services offer this for the first year for free. Think of it that way. First year for free, I'm going to show you the value of me having a bird's eye view on your system between the days we service or post build, when things potentially go wrong right out of the gate. I'm going to keep an eye to make sure that pool is in tip-top shape. I think is a huge selling benefit to you. Now, being able to make a schedule adjustments remotely came in as one of the best benefits and values. Builders watching the pool post-installation was another thing that came back into our survey. And so that's, as a whole, that is where remote monitoring comes in. And what we did a little differently than what Jeff talked about with our legacy remote monitoring is it's now web-based. So no longer do you need to install any software for this. If you're on vacation and you need to take a peek on things, which I hope you don't have to do a whole lot of, but the way it goes is, you've got those customers that are that need a lot of hand holding, and perhaps you just want to keep an eye on things. No matter where you are, if you have access to a browser, you can log into pro.pentairpool.com, get quick access to log in, get that quick bird's eye view like we showed here on these systems. Now, operating your standard operating procedure to do this is what's, I think, most important, and particularly in the off season. I want you all to think about now as the time to, if you're not familiar with IntelliCenter automation, this is the time to get more information. We'll have a link for you. If you are, and you're already using IntelliCenter, but you're not on remote monitoring, I promise you've already done the hardest part. You've learned about IntelliCenter automation and you're installing it. This is the easy part now. You simply just need to set up an account that is dedicated to your business, an email address, set up an account for that on IntelliCenter. And then as you're installing these systems with the customer, just ask them, could I also monitor this system on your behalf to make sure you get all the benefits that we talked about? More than likely that customer will be happy to do that. And so as you start thinking about how you could operate this or move this into your standard operating procedures, either in builds or service for the summer, now is the time to start thinking about that. And we're happy to help you get set up and support you through that. And Jeff will talk about how we do that in just a little bit. We think this is a strong market differentiation for you. There's no question. I think Pentair is unique in that we are the only manufacturer that offers this level of data that is visible on a consolidated dashboard like this for all systems. So it's a differentiating feature for you at the end of the day to be able to have this dashboard to see all of your customers. So we'll continue to talk a little bit about the benefits of this, Jeff, and I'm sure we'll take some questions at the end too. So let's, anything you want to add, Jeff?
Yeah, this website exists because Israel listens to the industry. He listens to us. I listen to my customers, and we bring these suggestions to guys like Israel that can make this happen. And that's a really cool thing about Pentair is that we are listening to you, to the builder, to the service company, and we're trying to make this stuff work for all of you guys. We want this to be an absolute home run. If we can make your lives easier on a day-to-day basis and ultimately put more money in your pocket, then we all win. And that's kind of our philosophy is winning together. Israel, did you show how easy it is to connect to the system individually to make individual small changes? Right at the bottom there, you'll see connect to system, which will bring up the IntelliCenter 2 website, or you could go to your phone if you know the name of the customer, and you can make individual changes like pump speed. If you notice that their heater's not working and they have a flow error, you can simply go ramp up their pump until you can get over there and backwash or change those filters out for them. Makes it really nice. You can see the error light go away in real time, and you can check back to make sure that it heated up the temperature for that customer.
Yeah.
It's a real big benefit to be able to see those alarms remotely if it's Tuesday and you notice that they have an alarm and you can see that there's a stack fluid sensor error on their heater from your office, and you call your customer before they call you and you tell them, hey, I noticed that we have an error on your heater. I'm going to have a tech in your area next Thursday. Would you like them to stop by and take a peek at it for you and see if we can fix it up? I mean, that kind of connection to your customer is, I think, priceless. And I think it's something that our industry needs to start charging for. I think it's absolutely unbelievable that you could solve a problem before the customer even knows if there's an issue, or more importantly, before it ruins that Saturday party, right? There's always a party on the weekend, and we have the ability to make sure that that doesn't happen. We can see ahead and say, oh my gosh, oh, their chlorine tank is empty, or they have a salt chlorine generator error because of low salt, or for whatever the reason. We can get on top of that and make sure that the kids are going to be able to go swimming and down the slide and have a good birthday party on Saturday. And I think that's a very unique difference between what we're offering and what everybody else is offering in our industry.
Yeah, heaters and lights. As I talk to customers, and I've had about a dozen conversations in the past few months, heaters and lights are the gotchas, the bugaboos that are frequently, like Jeff said, or right before there's an important event around that pool, particularly when maybe the pool is not used as frequently as it used to be, and they're firing things up for the first time in a while because they haven't been used. They're having a get together, they're having a party, a birthday party. And so that's when you're the hero because you've already got a bird's eye view as to what's happening here. And like Jeff said, you can either use the connection from Connect the System, or you can pull out your Pentair Pool app if you're on the go, quickly connect to that system, and you get the same view that they do on the Pentair Pool app to then go through advanced settings and make sure everything is how it should be. Just to give you some insights, for something like IntelliCenter remote monitoring and the Pentair Pool app, we update these applications about every 6 weeks. So as you're investing in automation and investing in remote monitoring that's associated with that, you're getting best-in-class experience and apps and remote monitoring. And then you've got a dedicated, or we have a dedicated team that is constantly releasing both improvements and features and tackling bugs. We have bugs just like any software company does. And so we go after those aggressively. You're getting support, whether it's firmware, software, app, remote monitoring. We're constantly making improvements. And like I said, that's about every 6 weeks. In the future, we see more data becoming visible on this dashboard. I'm having conversations now. Customers want historical data. They want a little bit more data around firmware. No customer has said to me yet, this is good enough. We've got room for improvement. And so I think that's where it's exciting in the Pentair side is we've got a great investment into the technology to improve these. We see opportunities for artificial intelligence in this dashboard, and where it could be proactively serving you, so that Pentair is serving you proactively so you can serve on the customer. So imagine something that is feeding you recommendations before you even are aware that it's happening. So stay tuned on that. We are continuing to make big improvements here, and we'll be updating those. About to add another link into this dashboard in the next coming release that will show release notes so that you can see what we're doing to improve this. But as all of you continue to try this that are already with Pentair, please utilize this Talk to the Product Manager link. Pentair is all about feedback. We recognize that we can't operate in a vacuum. We need your input. And so this is priceless to me. Please utilize this for those that are accessing it. For those who are not yet involved in it, when you go to this website, pro.pentairpool.com, you'll be directed to a login screen. Of course, if you don't already have a login, you're probably wondering how you get started. Just simply click the Get Started link, and there's a page dedicated to all of the instructions for how to get started on this. And of course, if you have a Pentair rep, they can assist you as well. Jeff, I'll let you go ahead and keep us moving.
Yeah, thanks, Israel. It really is that simple. And if you do have an IntelliCenter account already with some customers on it, we encourage you, while we're on this webinar, open up a web page, go to pro.pentairpool.com, and just simply type your login information in, and you'll see in real time all of your customers pop up. And one quick note is that we don't charge you for this awesome product. This is just a thank you from Pentair for buying our automation, and we really want you to embrace this kind of stuff, because we truly believe that it does make your company better. Guys like Israel are so important to listening to your feedback. Like I said earlier, this is designed around input from dealers. So we are more than happy to hear you out. If you have an idea for something that would help your company, I'm sure it would help other companies as well. Please give us that feedback, because we do use it in all the meetings. Now, the IntelliCenter team, the automation team at Pentair, is super impressive. We get together once a week. We talk about things. We test firmware months in advance before we ever come out with it. We've learned some lessons along the way regarding launching firmware too early, and trust me, it's not something that we'll ever do again. We are testing a current firmware right now that's going to be game changing to the IntelliCenter. It's going to add a lot of really cool things, and we're always innovating. We always want to keep innovating, and sometimes we can't do that without your feedback. So please keep talking to us. Are we doing another poll? Is that what we're doing next?
I think so.
Are we? Let's see. Are we back to my screen?
Charlie.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing on my side. Here we go.
Nice. We got a new poll. please help us out here. What would be most helpful for you guys to adopt Pentair automation? I'd love to hear your feedback on that. In my experience, hands-on training tends to go a long, long ways. And oh, here's the PentairPool.com website.
Nice. Yeah. The
Please
poll agrees
bookmark
with you,
this
Jeff.
one.
Hands-on training.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just
Yes.
it's something that we do very, very well. And I'll be honest, it's one of my absolute favorite parts of my job is I get to come a lot of the times to your job site, get my boots a little bit dirty and see your projects, get to know my dealers a little bit, get to understand why they did something a certain way. And then we can program your project, your pool on site. In the off season, we like to do this stuff at your shop or at a distributor. We offer all kinds of things like this. It
So
truly
Jeff,
is one of my favorite
Jeff, one
parts.
quick
Yeah.
thing. Sorry to interrupt. One quick thing on that URL. Bookmark that URL, as Jeff said. Go ahead and put that in your book, your browser bookmark. Set it as a to-do here. If you are in the off season, I realize some of you are year-round, but this is get it now so that you can put that on your to-do list if it's not already there. I'm able to see a dashboard of those who are utilizing the system, and so once you are logged in, even if it's just one system, if it's just one customer, that's okay. But I'll be able to get in touch with you once you've logged in. And I've already sent out a survey recently soliciting feedback saying, hey, where are we doing great? Where are we not doing great? And how can we improve? So if you want to be part of that, simply log into the system for the first time, even if you only have one pool or no pools. Get set up, and that will help get you included into future improvements. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, and it's something that will just keep growing. You get that first one in there, and then the second one, and then the third, and pretty soon you have a couple hundred pools, and that only took you a couple of years. Any service account you take over, you can invite yourself to get on this remote monitoring. So it's not just pools you build, it's pools that you service. From the building standpoint, this is so valuable because you get that ability to fine tune. A lot of the times you put all the pieces of your project together and you never really had the time to fine tune it and this allows you to really see this stuff and not be on site. So you're not constantly driving over there. You can pull out your phone, change pump speeds, change settings remotely, which really, really does help your efficiency and your bottom dollar, right? The ability to prioritize alarms, that's really cool. That by clicking on any single top tab of that remote monitoring website, it will prioritize whatever category you click on. So for example, down south, they run 365. We don't have that ability up here in Minnesota. So one thing that they like to prioritize is if a pool goes offline. And they can click on that and it will tell you all the pools that are not connected to the internet. That's super important. Now up here, we do things a little bit differently. We want to see the ones that are online because the rest of them are probably winterized for 6 months out of the year, right? So it allows like different regions to prioritize what they deem is important. Alarms is one of those things that if you prioritize the alarms, now you can see the problems, the red flags that the system put up. And that can allow you to get into those backyards, fix those problems, make those those phone calls with your customers, and really give them that white glove treatment that we all want to offer our customers. So real-time fixes, guys. I mean, imagine just being able to click a couple buttons on your mouse and boom, all their problems go away until you can get back out there. That's just efficiency at its finest, to not have to send a guy out to a job site to see what's going on, to not have it be a weekend ending, party ending emergency. I have companies that put this on a TV in their service warehouse and they're not always staring at it. But when an alarm pops up, they go, hey, what's going on over at the Johnson residence? And they take a peek at it and they go, huh, look at that. Their chlorine level super low, probably because their tank's empty. Hey, Adam, are you going out to this city this week? Yes. All right. Hey, bring some chlorine over there for the Johnsons. And boom, you're solving problems. You're making it efficient. You're putting these jobs within your routes instead of prioritizing all of your emergencies that our industry has. You're not taking jobs that you already had scheduled and moving them in order to make a party happen, right? So this kind of stuff just makes us so efficient. You know, alarms on the heaters, or you know, filters. You can see your pump is working extra hard and it's only doing 20 GPM. Well, it tells us you either have some really dirty filters or you have some really dirty baskets, skimmer baskets, pump baskets. This allows you to get to that job, be prepared to either change out the filters, backwash the filter, or clean the filters, empty the baskets. It kind of allows you to schedule the job in your head before you get out there and know what you're getting into. And as far as bringing the right part out with you or sending the right tech that's better at your other tech than your other techs at repairing that heater, that style heater, or whatever it is, it allows you to make sure you bring the right stuff out there, the right mindset, the right troubleshooting tools, and the right tech. And that just gives you that efficiency that our industry has not had in a very, like, I don't think ever is that kind of efficiency from the service side of things. So the let's see. Oh yeah, and more importantly, guys, is trying to find a way to not only utilize that efficiency side, but also to charge for it. I have a lot of companies that are charging for remote monitoring at this time. They build it right into their weekly service price. So they have a monthly contract that the customer signs for the whole summer, and built into that is an option for remote monitoring for, you know, that peace of mind, that comfy blanket of somebody's looking out for me, and I can be a soccer mom and I don't have to pay attention to that rectangle that I spent $100,000 on in my backyard every moment of every day. Somebody's looking out for me. Somebody is taking a look at my chemistry. If I have an IntelliChem built in, somebody's making sure that my heater's up to temperature every single day. My pool company is taking a look at that for me. I mean, how cool is that? It's really hard in our industry to have a pool company come out and make sure your pool is absolutely perfect all the time by only visiting it once a week. I mean, we all know you don't know when the hockey team's going to jump in that pool, and what are they going to do when they get in that pool, right? We all know, right? It's what we're always battling. So it's really hard to keep that pool clean with only one visit a week. And now it's like you're doing that visit, but you're also making sure that things don't get out of control between your two visits. And that just, for a service company to have that kind of bird's eye view over every single property that you're in charge of, is amazing. And that's the last thing you ever want, is for a cloudy pool on a Saturday morning when the customer opens it up before a party, right? I mean, that's the last thing your service company ever wants. And this just makes this not even a possibility if you're taking a quick peek at it. So figuring out a way to monetize this and gaining that efficiency at the same time can make your business so much more successful. And we urge you to try to take advantage of this kind of technology.
Hey Jeff, one of my customers up in the Northeast said that, you know, for home automation has had this type of remote access for probably a long time, a lot longer than our industry. And so when you're working on homes that have those high-end home automations, they typically have somebody that can remote into that system as well and offer support. Just because you can remote into the system and offer really efficient support without having to roll a truck doesn't mean that you can't charge for that access. And of course, every business needs to look at that revenue model that suits them. But at the end of the day, you're providing a service that is both convenient to you and to the customer, and there are opportunities for you to monetize that in certain ways. And his point was, this customer I was speaking with, that there are other industries that do that, and they will charge for somebody to remote in and be that expert. Now, of course, if it's something that was under warranty or something that was done incorrectly, that's a different story. But to be that remote eyes and ears, or special access, or a customer says, I just really need you to babysit my pool for the next 6 weeks. We're going to be out of the country, and I just want 100% bird's eye view to just everything's peace of mind and going great. You can think about what are the opportunities and what is that value to them and what is that value to your business.
Yeah, thanks, Israel. Up on your screen right now is a couple of websites. If you're new to IntelliCenter, you know, we have lots of available resources on our website. There's lots of YouTube videos out there. There's some professionally driven ones by Pentair that we've made recently that are very good. From the upgrade kits, from the IntelliCenter upgrade kits to unboxing it to installing it, we have videos that walk you right through it. And that is one thing I forgot to mention earlier was the upgrade kits, bringing that old automation up to today's date. You know, I kind of think about it like fixing a TV. You would never bring your tube TV into a TV repair shop and say, please fix this. You would just buy a new flat screen. And that's what the IntelliCenter is compared to old automation. It's a flat screen TV, smart TV. In one box comes everything you need with the IntelliCenter upgrade kit. We can take that old automation and turn it into today's technology. And when I think about the upgrade kit, I always ask people, you know, how many cell phones have you had in the last 10 years? Usually the answer is like 3 or 4. Well, for the last 20 years, you've had the same automation system on your pool. And wouldn't it be nice to give it a new updated Android phone or iPhone or whatever you'd like? So it's kind of nice to think about the IntelliCenter in that world, that we can turn all of our old automation, no matter how old it is, into it. So resources, please get involved with your local rep too. You know, I mentioned earlier, my favorite part of my job is training and meeting my dealers and getting to know my dealers. And I know your local reps are going to be the exact same as me, because we all talk to each other and we all have the same philosophy that we will not allow you guys to fail. We are invested in your success. We will do whatever we have to do to teach you, teach your employees, even come out and help you teach your homeowners how this stuff works so that everybody's comfortable with it. And ultimately we grow together and be successful together. The other things that we offer outside of that kind of support is we have local, or, you know, we have 2-day universities, which I just put up on the screen. If you want to see if there's one left in your area, scan that QR code. There are lots of Pentair universities out there. This is unbelievable. It's a 2-day training, hands-on, 16 hours worth of training, everything from setting up pumps to setting up wiring automation systems to heater troubleshooting, water chemistry. There's really nothing like this in our industry. Our industry needs more education, and unfortunately, there's no tech school that you know, poops out pool guys. So here we are, Pentair, leaders in a lot of different fields, but I also feel like we're one of the biggest leaders in education. We really want our dealers and all their employees to learn from us. And these 2-day universities are an unbelievable deal. Please scan that QR code, see if you can get signed up, talk to your local reps. They'll know all about the ones that they want you to go to. We all they're about the same, but they differ by region, because some areas have more heat pump sales. Some have, you know, more gas heater sales. So we do differ a little bit regionally, but for the most part, it's the same group of people, and they're all absolutely rock stars. Can't say enough good things about our training team. Rebates, currently we have 2 rebates available. We have a bounty on our competitor heaters. So if you do see our competitor heaters out there and they need a new heater, we will put $250 in your pocket if you consider and install a Master Temp or an ETI or whatever you got. Pretty cool. The other rebate we have is the new IntelliCenter Lite has a $250 rebate, which is absolutely amazing. We are price pointing this thing. It's going to be an absolute killer. This does not have a load center in it, but it has the full functionality of every single IntelliCenter that we've ever invented. So from the regular IntelliCenter to the IntelliCenter Lite to the upgrade kit, they all have the same capabilities. And that's ultimately really important when you're talking about the IntelliCenters, that they can all be expanded in the same ways and things like that. And that new IntelliCenter Lite really is nice. So takeaways from today, you know, embracing automation, you guys, is so important to the development of our industry. Our industry needs this to be more efficient, to do more with less employees, ultimately. You know, gas is expensive, trucks are expensive, truck insurance is expensive. If we can even just save a couple of trips a week, we are winning, absolutely winning, because this is a free thing that we're giving you. And all you have to do is log in and utilize it, and you're going to watch your efficiency run through the roof. So embracing technology has always been tough for our industry. I think that our demographic of customers has changed where, 20 years ago, they weren't super keen on it. But I see our demographic of the young people building houses and building swimming pools. This isn't even a question mark in their brain of what they want. They want this technology in their pocket, on their phone at all times. And us as an industry, we need to absolutely embrace it and give it to them and understand it. And just know that we are here to help you along the way. When you have questions, we have an awesome team here at Pentair that will not allow you guys to fail. That is my message all the time, is that you will succeed if you embrace Pentair and our automation. So the efficiency, we've talked about this, the remote monitoring really just leads to way happier customers. Your customers to have that peace of mind that you're looking out for them even when you're not at their house. That's pretty cool. I mean, you think about the stuff we can do with technology these days that we couldn't do before. And oh, my pool guy's always checking on my pool, no matter what, even when he's not here. That's not something you could say back then. So it's a pretty cool message. And the ultimate thing is don't be afraid to try it. And we are here to help you. So from all of us,
I will be at the no, God, sorry, Jeff. I just wanted to mention I will be at the Atlantic City show, Everything Under the Sun, and the Western show, I think is what we had up there. So stop by our booth, please say hi to me. Let's have a conversation about it. Make sure we get you online. I've been monitoring the questions coming through. Oh, and we've got a poll actually as well after the webinar.
Yep.
How likely are you to purchase Pentair automation products? We'd love for you to answer that poll. We can be supportive in several fronts. Come see us at the booth, like I mentioned. We've been answering some questions as we've gone here. For those of you that are having any challenges or something within access to automation or accounts, we can support you after the webinar as well. So just make a note with us and we'll get your contact information. So it looks like we've got that's the direction I'd like to see it, Jeff.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, we do have some extra time here for some Q&A.
I will, that was great, Jeff and Israel. I'm always amazed at what you're putting out. You guys are really solving the issues that have plagued the pool care industry since the industry began. When I think about even where we were 10 years ago, how this kind of technology can make taking care of pools just so much more efficient. And that really does improve not just the lives of the pool care technicians that are watching today, but of homeowners. And that's the people that we really have to win over in the end. We had some great questions. We'll have time to get to just a few of them. And we'll start with how hard is it to keep these systems updated over time?
That's actually the beauty of the IntelliCenter, is that it is over the air updated. So as your IntelliCenter panel, as we fix things or release new features with our automation, it's as simple as accepting an update on your cell phone or anything else. We will just send that over the air. You won't have to put a thumb drive in. We had an era where we had to do that about 3 years ago, but today's IntelliCenter will be fully updated over the air and very, very easy to do.
And on top of that, you will in our next release of the Pentair Pool app, and I just want to clarify because I see some questions in the chat. We are talking about the Pentair Pool app for remotely accessing automation. I know there's a Pentair Pro app as well with a different access for remote monitoring. We do need to consolidate that in the future, and we recognize that. So apologize now for the confusion as some of you may have on that, but we are speaking specifically about the Pentair Pool app, formerly the Pentair Home app. Now for automation updates, like Jeff just said, as these firmware updates are coming over the air, you're also going to have corresponding features in the app that are going to make you aware of this and give you the ability to either opt in or opt out of those automatic updates. So everything that we're doing on a firmware front for IntelliCenter automation to keep it updated with feedback that also comes in from the field, we are very conscientious about keeping corresponding updates on the mobile app as well, on the Pentair home apps or the Pentair pool app. So they work together frequently. And so as we do these updates, they complement one another. Scott, did you have another question?
Yes, we got another one. Are IntelliCenter systems intended for commercial pools?
Yes, we can absolutely utilize the IntelliCenter with commercial pools in connection with IntelliChems. We see it all the time. Companies want to remote monitor an IntelliChem system, and we can do that with the IntelliCenter. Absolutely.
Good. What kind of alerts or notifications will I receive from the system if I'm using it?
The notifications are customizable, so we can go in and select which subjects we would like to be bothered about, right? There's kind of a thing about over notifying and over alerting people that we're very aware of. We don't want to send those alerts until it's absolutely necessary, and this allows you to customize it any way, you know, the end user or the service company sees fit within the app or on the panel.
And those notifications can be either customized through the outside control panel for IntelliCenter, or they can also be customized through the app in our settings. For Pentair Pool, there's an IntelliCenter specific settings, and you can change which notifications that you'd like to receive, whether it's circuit notifications, pumps, heaters, IntelliChlorochemistry, that is customizable.
This question comes to us from Cindy Oriana. Is the Pentair Pool app going to be the app going forward for a while, or do you anticipate another change?
I got this question in Philadelphia at a university last week, and it's very much appreciated. We've had a lot of change, a lot of progress has been made in the applications and mobile app side. I recognize that is challenging. The field recognizes that's challenging. Yes, to answer your question, consolidation into Pentair Pool is the end goal here, and then I want to leave it alone as well. We want to make improvements to the application without changing which application that actually is. So Pentair Pool will continue to receive those updates. Pentair Pro is still the application where you can provision the IF3 pump. You can connect to ChemChecks and provision ChemCheck and IntelliConnect. But for IntelliCenter specifically, Pentair Pool is where we've migrated that automation control into. And so that will be the resting place for IntelliCenter automation, and also how the homeowner will connect to this system as well. So great question, much appreciated, because I do understand the frustration of that change.
Another question, will this work on my smart devices?
Yeah, this is a question I get a lot also. So when we spoke to customers about how this would best serve their business, by far a desktop computer, something again, like I mentioned, that they can project onto a screen, onto the wall, is what this was intended. As you can imagine, the spreadsheet view is not such a great experience on a mobile device. That said, it will work. You can log in on your mobile phone. You'll have to just simply scroll left, right, and of course up, down to see those values. I do have customers that use it on an iPad. And so while it's best intended for that desktop view, and then you can dive in on a mobile phone if you want to look specifically at one system to make adjustments. It will work, and I'm looking about how we can improve that and make that better for a mobile experience as well. Because I recognize managers, owners, service managers are not always going to be sitting in a back office looking at a desktop computer to see what's happening on a website. So I know a lot of you are in the field and are busy out of the office, and so I do think it could be an improvement to make this mobile friendly. I just don't have any updates at this time.
We had more questions than we can get to. We will get back to people individually after the webinar, and the webinar is also available as a recording. But we have time for just one more question, and that is, what happens if the IntelliCenter loses connectivity? Will the system still operate?
Yes, absolutely. 100%. It being web-based and connected to the internet does not hinder the ability for the IntelliCenter to run schedules, thermostatically heat the pool, run the pump, and all the settings that you have into it. So it can be completely standalone, or as jazzed up as remote monitoring from your desktop computer. So yeah, it can run independent of the internet without any problems.
And you'll see the dashboard will show you that system is offline. It's another opportunity to get ahead of an issue right out of the gate. You come in the morning, you see a system's not online that was previously online. There may be a change or something that had occurred, or maybe it was a power outage, or many different things that can bring a system offline. So that's where, again, you get the chance to be proactive. And so, yeah, that's a great question.
In Israel, doesn't it display last value on the remote monitoring site?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
I just want to say that you guys are the first guys to finish in exactly 60 minutes. We'll be sending your prize after the webinar.
That's great.
I want to thank you both, Jeff and Israel. I learned a lot today, and this is a game changer for pool care technicians. And we'll be hearing more about that in future, I'm sure, seminars as you continue to educate people about this product. I also want to thank all the attendees. We had a great audience today, and everyone learned a lot. That's it. That's all we have time for. The webinar is over. Thank you for attending, and we'll all get back to work.
Scott, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
guys.
much for putting this on. This is amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, everyone.